So far in this screencast I have been showing how to work with video footage inside After Effects. But one thing that you very often do is that you use a sequence of still images as well. Especially if you work with Maya and After Effects together. Because when I render stuff from Maya or any other 3D modeling software, I render it out as a sequence of still images. So every frame of the movie is one still image. Usually I use TIFF or JPEG. If I need the alpha channel, then I use the TIFF, because the TIFF can hold an alpha channel. Otherwise it's okay with JPEG. Here on my hard drive I have one file, one folder here. This is a render from Maya, and if I open up this folder you see that there is lots of images in a sequence. So this comes from Maya, and we have the numbers here 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And these images also hold alpha channel, the transparency, as we'll see. So I'm going to bring this one into After Effects, and then I go over to After Effects, and in order to keep good order I make a new folder for this one. Let's call that renders, for example. And now I don't want to bring this in as lots of still images, because I want them to function as a video shot inside After Effects, even if they are a sequence of still images. So I press Ctrl I on the keyboard, and here's my folder with the sequence of still images, and I mark the first one in the sequence. And since this one is a numbered sequence, After Effects noticed that, and down here it says import as footage, and that is what I want. And it is a TIFF sequence, and usually I don't need to check this force alphabetical order. If the order of the images becomes scrambled, then you can try checking that one, but usually I don't need that one. So I click open here, and then After Effects recognize that there is an alpha channel in this one. So this is a window where After Effects asks what to do with the alpha channel. If I don't want to use it, then I choose the ignore. And as you see here, After Effects have automatically chosen straight, unmatted, and that one is usually what I work with. The other one, the third one here, the pre-multiplied, that has to do with what background color that the edge of the object blends into. And let's say that you know that you're going to put this footage on top of a red background. Then it might be a good idea to switch over here to pre-multiplied method with color and the red one. But actually, usually I don't need to do this. My experience is that usually After Effects works anyway. But if you have trouble with the edges of the transparency, that you have kind of you get a dark edge or something like that, then you might try to use this one to decide which background color you will have behind the video clip. But let's try it with the straight one, and then OK on this one. And then in the bin you'll see that we have this shot, and this shot is then really the sequenced number of images. And if we look over here, we can see that it is 720 times 576. That was the size of the images, the standard definition. and it is a sequence from number 1 to 250, and it's a TIFF. That's all right. But then if we look on the frames per second, the frame rate, we see that the frame rate is 30. But if we look on our composites here, they are 25 in frame rate, 25 frames per second, and if we look on the video footage here, we can see that that is also 25 frames per second, the European PAL standard. So there's a wrong here. We need to change the frame rate of these sequenced images. And that's really simple, because then I right click on the media asset here and select interpret footage. And here I can assume the frame rate of 25 instead. So basically I change the frame rate and click OK. As you see here, I can also change the interpretation of the alpha channel. And now the frame rate is 25 frames per second. And the length of the shot is different now as well, of course. So what happens when I apply this shot then? Let's look a little bit closer on the composite I have here, and let's go over to this composite where I have, well, we can do it like this. In this composite 1, I have 2 layers, the video layers over here. The new one with this animated image here, I can either apply it here, or I could go over to Demo 2. Demo 2 is a composite that holds the first composite, Demo 1, as a layer. So if I want, I can add the sequence of images here. And this is how the sequence of images look. It's a 3D render from Maya with geometrical objects that are semi-transparent. And the reason why the semi-transparency works here is that it is in the alpha channel. If I turn off the bottom layer here, now we only have the shot or the video clip of the animated still images. If I play it, it looks like this. And as you see now, the background is black. But the reason why the background is black is that the image on top here, my 3D animated image, is really transparent, semi-transparent. It has an alpha channel. And if I turn on the transparency grid now, the checkerboard, then we can very clearly see that over here on the top right, it is completely transparent. Here in the middle, there is an area that is completely opaque. We don't see it through here. And then on the rest of this cube here, the material is semi-transparent. And if we turn on the background here, this extra shot behind here, we can see that we can see this green color here through this cube. Let's play it so that you can see how it looks. We turn off that one and then we play this one. And this is very, very often that you do like this, that you bring in 3D animated objects from Maya with the alpha channel and then combine them with photographed or video recorded background, photographic footage. And you could say that this is almost the basics of many visual effects.